Yo, yo, yo. Say PolaRoid StePPaH is back. Back. You give me a good match in. Talk to this lady with the ankles
Oh
out.
my god. It's the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the Dark Horse.
Yeah,
Can
that
I have
me.
your autograph?
Hey, Geneva. What brings you to these parts? You finally ditching that indie promotion and hitting the big time?
Never. TBD is my home. You know I love the blood, sweat, and tears of the indies. WWE is all gloss and glamour.
Seriously? I guess you've missed the last couple years of my run here.
Jeez, relax. Somebody's lost their sense of humor since they worked for me.
Sorry, I'm just a bit on edge with everything that's been going on.
You know, if you want to get some extra work in to prepare for Gunther, we've got a TBD show coming up. And we just so happen to have an opening on the card.
Come on with it.
It would be nice to get some work in to prepare for Imperium. Alright, I guess I can RSVP yes to TBD. What's the ETA?
That's the spirit. I'll send you the details.
It'll be good working with you again, Geneva.
Look at this nigga. PolaRoid StePPaH. Man down. Baby. Hold up, though. Man. Pause something. Nigga. Boo. Damn, homie. That means you're down already. Hold on, yeah. Detour.
The Illuminati. I've had people on here and they talk about the Illuminati. Do you believe in it?
No. Literally, people come on and think it's real.
Yeah.
I'm rich as I'm Jewish. Nobody asked me to join any of them secret societies, right? Nobody. I'm like, hello? Can I at least get an invite to a cocktail party?
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. One slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. One slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. The guy that's stopping by for conversation on the drink today is one of America's most famous and successful entrepreneurs. He created the world's first streaming platform. He's one of the top 10 Wall Street trades of all time. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest single e-trade transaction. One of the most influential people in cable and sports industry. Self-made multi-billionaire, savvy entrepreneur, internet pioneer, genius financier. Highly respected businessman, a celebrated sports owner. He helped the Dallas Mavericks win their first NBA title in 2011. Primetime television star, he was a shark on the award-winning TV show Shark Tank, and an executive producer for Academy Award-winning movies, best-selling author, avid philanthropist, humanitarian, and mogul. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Cuban.
What's up, Shay? I love that intro, man.
When you hear all those things, you like, damn.
I'm like, no more. No. They just tell me I'm old, that's all.
You drink, Mark?
Yeah, do I drink? Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, this is my own cognac. It's called Shea by La Portier. You know anything about cognac?
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm a sipper, right? I'm not like...
Yeah. I ain't expecting you to take this to the dome.
I didn't say I never have. I'm just saying. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. Oh, so much for being a sipper.
Yeah. You know, she's a tiny one.
So let's get right into it. Your big acquisition this offseason was Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Luka. We know what Luka is. You have Kyrie, a guy that can make big shots, tremendous handles. How were you able to convince Klay to come to Dallas when his dad wanted him to go to L.A.? He grew up as a Lakers fan. Kobe was his idol. How did you convince him to join us in Dallas?
I mean, credit goes to Nico and Kyrie and J-Kid, right? They know him, they played with him, they understand him, and that's literally why we brought Nico Harrison in, because of his relationships with players. And so they went out and spent time with him, got to know him better, and really, and I think Klay was ready for a move, right? You know, all the grief he got last year, particularly the way it ended. So the timing was right, and you know, kudos to Klay for being willing to make the move, and kudos to Nico, J-Kid, and Kai for making it happen.
Is it hard to convince players when they've had such success in one locale and they've been there for an extended period of time, and that's their identity, they're known, he's always going to be known as a warrior, no matter what happens, if they win a title here, he'll still be known as a warrior. Is it really hard to convince players to join a new franchise when they've been associated with one franchise for so long?
Depends if they're the number one guy, number two guy, or number three guy.
Okay.
Right. If you're number one, like Steph's not going anywhere.
Right. You can understand.
You know, now LeBron's moved around just for different reasons, but the number two guy, if it's not going the way you want, then yeah, the door is open. But it takes somebody who's special, somebody who's got the confidence in themselves, somebody who's got the ambition, and somebody who really has got something to prove.
Right.
And Klay's got a lot to prove, which is great, because those are the kind of guys you want on your squad, right? Because they're gonna work harder than ever to prove people wrong.
You come off one of your best seasons since you won the NBA title. You get to the NBA Finals. Luka had an outstanding year. I think he finished top 3 in the MVP. Kyrie was sensational. Why weren't you guys able to get over that hump against the Boston Celtics? You lose that series 4-1.
Celtics are good. Yeah, right? I mean, they didn't have a lot of weaknesses. And so, and in order to beat them, we had to make a lot of threes. And we just didn't. You know, our three-point shooting wasn't up to par where it was during the playoffs or the regular season. We couldn't get stops like we needed to. And we couldn't get the rim to the rim the way we needed to. When Jaylen Brown is blocking shots at the rim and being a rim protector, you know it's not your day. So, you know, credit to them. But, you know, adding Clay, adding Najee, I mean, we got better.
Right. The previous offseason, you added Kyrie. You make the trade for him, but you sign him, re-sign him in free agency. How did you know that he and Luka would play so well together? Because Luka needs the ball. Kyrie needs the ball to do what he's done, but he can play off the ball. How did you know that they'll work together?
Because they're both basketball savants, right? They understand the game. They know how to play. They know what it takes to win. They complement each other in a lot of ways. You know, Luka's big, strong, not quick. Where Kyrie's quick, handles. I mean, they both got handles, right?
Yeah.
Tough, out of the world handles, but just plays the game a little differently. And when you have a back court that can complement each other, and both are willing to let the other guy lead when the time is right.
Correct.
That's when it's going to work. Like when we first traded for them, they couldn't figure each other out because they hadn't had a preseason together. And then, you know, last year it took a little time. I mean, we didn't get it right at the beginning, but by the end of the year, they were playing off each other great. And it was like, you know, Luka just loves to start a game by taking over.
Right.
And then Kai is fourth quarter Kai, right? And if Kai's rolling, Luka's like, here you go. And if Kai's not rolling, he goes, give me the ball, it's my turn, right? And then when they got that respect and that relationship, that's when everything changed.
But you know, Kyrie had a history of what transpired. I mean, Cleveland, and it was Boston, and it didn't work out with the Nets and that. So how do you deal with a player that, you know, it might not have worked out over here, it might not have worked out over there, it might not have worked out over there, but you know what? I believe in this player, and it's going to work out over here. How do you assess that, Mark?
You talk to them, and you talk to people around them. You watch what happens, you know, how their actions are. When you watch Kyrie, before he came to the Mavs, when you watch Kyrie after the game, you know, you see it in football, right? Those guys will swap jerseys, slap each other, right, and walk out the door and never talk to each other again.
Correct.
Kyrie is one of those guys that he's going to hug you.
Embrace it.
Yeah, he's going to hug you like he's known you for 20 years, and you guys are first cousins.
Yes.
Right? And that says something when guys are getting that close to each other. And so when you talk to players, they loved him.
Yes.
Nobody had a bad word to say about Kyrie that ever stepped on the court. And so to me, that was all we needed to know. And then from there, all the things you said, well, okay, what went wrong in Boston? What went wrong in Brooklyn? A lot of that is maturity, right? But a lot of it was circumstances too, right? How often is COVID going to hit?
Right.
You know, and lead to those circumstances. And what we learned was you just let Kai be Kai.
Okay.
You know, and I love talking to the guy. And I say this all the time, like, you know, if you go back to your college days and you're sitting in the dorm and you're hanging out with friends, there's a couple guys that just want to get trashed, right? There's a couple guys that want to get trashed and talk about girls, right? And then you all talk about sports. Kai's the dude that's sitting there wanting to talk about world peace, right? Why aren't we fixing this? You know, how do we end hunger? He's just got that, he's got a heart of gold. He's got a huge heart, and he wants to help people, you know? And then even if you look at his social media, it's about his tribe, right? It's about the people around him and how he can lift people up, right?
Yeah.
His community. And that, once we saw that, I mean, to me, it was easy to make that decision.
When you hear people like, man, they're misunderstood, what was your perception of Kyrie before you actually got around Kyrie and found out what type of genuine person that he was?
Honestly, before I did the work, I thought he was a team killer.
Okay.
Right? I was just like, because I never talked, there was no point, there was no reason for me to talk to people about him.
Right.
Right? It's just like, hey, if he doesn't want to play when the Mavs come to town, great, right? If things don't work out on another team, great. But, you know, when the opportunity to trade for him came, it's like, okay, let's do the work. And, you know, Nico did the work, Jay Kidd knew him, Nico knew him for years, and it was like, okay, let me talk to folks, and everybody loved him. And so then you looked at the organizations he was at, and, you know,
that didn't help the situation.
yeah, right. And so, I mean, I knew all these owners, right, and I knew the circumstances, and so, you know, it wasn't a hard decision.
Right. When you sit down and talk to Kai, and you mentioned it earlier, like you look at his social media feed, and he's talking about things that normal guys his age probably not talking about. But when he got dropped by some of these major sponsors, What did you share with him?
I was like, can I help? And obviously, you know, when it comes to shoes, which is big money off court, we got Nico Harrison right there, right? And so Nico gave him a lot of guidance and support. He had talked to him and worked with him at Nike. So Nico was great. And, you know, I talked to Kai about business, and he was just like, Mark, I just want to be myself, lead the way I want to lead, and be creative. And he found a great deal, right? And he's been making it work. You notice the deals he signed since he came to us, there's no problems, right? There's no issues because we just let Kai be Kai. And when you do that, good things happen.
Right. Now, is it true that when Giannis was a free agent, did you want to try something? Because I'm reading out this, it's like you passed on Giannis.
Okay, two different things, right? So when Giannis was getting drafted, right?
That's when you passed.
That's when we passed, right? Because we had Dirk, and this was like 2012, I think it was, or 2013, and we were just won the championship 2 years ago. And so some of our people wanted to go for Giannis.
Okay.
I wanted to trade down, and we ended up getting Shane Larkin, not because so much of Shane, who could play, but we needed that cap room to go out and try to sign somebody to propel Dirk. We wanted to go for the goal to
get another one.
Right, we wanted to get another one. So, you know, but it's just the way it worked out. And had we gotten Giannis, we never got Luka.
Wow. Yeah. So, how do you do that, Mark? Because you're like, okay, there's this guy here, and we have a superstar already on the team. And we're trying to maximize because he's not going to play another 10 years.
Right.
So we want to maximize this. So how do you really determine? Because you look at y'all like, damn, if we don't have Luke.
But remember, so Giannis coming out, there were like, I vividly remember, there were 2 VHS tapes of him playing in the Greek League. That was all they had to show me. You know, like the old school tapes, if you went into a yard sale, right, and you find these tapes, you know, it's got lines and everything, and it looks like someone's mom shot it.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right? And look, he got drafted at 13, I think, or something like that. And so, you know, it wasn't like every other team knew about it either.
Right.
But, you know, you have to respect Dirk. You have to respect what he's done for us. And I already know, like, Dirk, if we had just, you know, instead of going for it in free agency, if we had just said, okay, this rookie's going to be great, it would be like, what a shit show. With all love, right? Because Dirk's all love. But, you know, so, you know, just out of respect to Dirk, it was my final decision, and we went for it. And we didn't get the free agents we wanted, but that was the plan.
Said I never joined.
It's A1 match for the morning. What they say, I won already? Dog as hell, boy. Man, it popped up. What do you think this is, dude? Oh, wow, man. Come on. What the fuck? Get your ass up out of here.